What's up guys, here's another Fluval Edge Reef tank video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a water change on the tank. Alright, so some of the basics that I keep around whenever I do a water change are the turkey baster. You can get these at any kitchen store, pretty simple. Pair of tongs, you can find these at pet shops and whatnot. I keep the mag float, what is it, the algae, it scrapes algae. Pretty neat, but I also keep kind of like it's like a razor edge blade. I keep this to get it gets the algae off a lot better in the tank if you do it by hand rather than the magnet one. And I also use a toothbrush. These come in handy a lot when you're scrubbing algae off rocks or power heads, or anytime you get algae that's in a tough area you can't get off. Toothbrush comes in handy, so keep a toothbrush around. Also, when I do water change, I like to throw a towel down just to keep the floor from getting salt water on it. Depends where you're keeping your tank, but just keep in mind it might get messy, so keep a towel down. Also, I just grab one of these Home Depot 5-gallon buckets. They're pretty cheap, I think they're like $5, so it's a good deal for those buckets. I also keep the siphon to get the water out, and I'll show you the salt water brewing up. So before you begin doing the water change, you want to turn off any power heads or filters you may have going. You want the water to just be completely still, not blowing any debris around. So go ahead and shut all your power heads and filters off before anything else. Alright, so the first thing I like to do when I'm doing a water change in the Fluval Edge is just remove the hood lamp. And I like to keep it on top of the tank just so I can get some light inside the tank and see where the algae and debris may be. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the edge is that the water likes to sit about the middle here on this ridge, and if you were to stick your hand in there, the water will overflow, causing a major mess. So before you do your water change, grab a cup of water and pull it out so that you put your hand in there and don't get a big mess. I'm lucky because some of the evaporation has caused the water to go pretty low, so I should be good to go for now. We're just going to use a turkey baster, and we're going to blow some of the debris off the rocks. Just kind of blow it off, and it's a pretty simple process. This is pretty important so that we can get some the fish poop and fish food that may have been stuck on the rocks off, because it'll build up and cause algae problems. Another thing to keep in mind when you're doing a water change is to just keep an eye out for algae that may be developing. And right now I got some red cyanobacteria that I took care of a couple months ago, but it looks like it's coming back. So I'm going to go ahead and use the turkey baster to get that out, because that's one of the best ways to remove algae, is to actually physically remove it. And I'm just going to do the best I can to get all that out. And also, there's a little bit of green hair left. I did solve that problem from the last update, but it's starting to come back, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that by hand as well. Probably use a toothbrush on it and just do the best I can. Alright, so now that I've kind of gotten some of the stuff out of the sand by hand, I'm going to go ahead and use the toothbrush to scrape off any other algae that's in the tank. Now this fish likes to bite me a lot while my hand's in here, but clownfish don't really bite too hard, so I'm not too worried about it, but it is kind of annoying. Alright, now you can use the blade here to get some of the algae off the side and the top, wherever you want to scrape at. This fish is definitely attacking me right now, as you can see. And the shrimp is actually cleaning my hand off. It's kind of cool sometimes to clean your tank, is the shrimp and everybody will check you out. This is one of the biggest pains of a Fluval tank, is trying to scrape algae and get your hand in here, because the opening is so small. It's really hard to get into the tighter areas. Just do the best you can. You can always get the rest with the magnet scraper at the end. I just like to get the bigger spots. And I don't normally bother with the back of the tank with the algae. It's a personal thing if you like the look of the algae, because usually coralline algae will grow on the back. I actually like that look. So now we can begin getting the water out with the siphon. And the best way I found to start the water, since the opening is so small, is to just grab the end and actually suck some of the water through, and it will start the siphon process, and just hopefully you don't get any salt water in your mouth. So we got it there, and also just grab part of the tube, and if you pinch it you can control the flow, because it'll empty really fast depending on how big your siphon is. Just grab some of the gravel up and then pinch the tube to let it back down. You just want to get the algae out, not too much sand. Alright, so if you have any filter media, it's a good thing to do would be to take the filter media out. With the Fluval Edge, I'm pretty sure you can only use this kind of filter on it. It's the one that comes with the tank. So you get this little, I don't know what you'd call it, but it holds all your filter media. And so just take it all out and clean it off, and your dirty water. It's important that you when you clean it, you put it in the tub that you have your dirty water in. Also, every couple of weeks, go ahead and clean the power head. It usually just pops off the little suction cup there, and it's a good idea to take a toothbrush and scrape the power head down of any algae or whatever may have built up on there. So over here I got the salt water brewing up on the kitchen table. I've had it going for a couple days. I usually don't let it go this long, but I kind of procrastinated on the water change, so it's been going for a while. I used the Coral Pro Salt by Red Sea. I've been liking this stuff. If you pick a salt, just kind of try to keep with that salt. Don't want to change it up too much. Got the salinity, check the salinity there, and power head to move the water around. If you guys want to see how to make salt water, I'll make a separate video for that. It's a pretty simple process. And I do recommend it. It's a lot cheaper than buying it from your local fish shop. So this is the water we'll be using. It's a little couple gallons, about 2 gallons. So now we're ready to put the water back in after you've cleaned everything up and you're ready to get going. So grab your new tub of water, and it's nice to have somebody help you in this process, so they can hold the cup in there so you don't stir up too much sand. But when you're doing it solo, the best thing to do is to just go slow and try to land on a rock or something that won't stir up too much sand. So most of the tank is filled up now, but I took some water out of the filter when I was cleaning it, so we're gonna put some water into the hang on the back filter as well, just so it's already primed. So that's a little bit more full. And we're gonna start up the filter, and then we're gonna fill it up to how we want. So now that we're done with the water change itself, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that the glass is dry. And just grab some glass cleaner, Windex, whatever you prefer to use, and wipe down the glass so we can get it nice and clear.